I don't know about my heart. I want to stay with me. Every day you love someone, something wrong too. I don't know what I'm going to do. My heart, I want to cry for my lovely Elizabeth. Some people they want to ask me.
It's a Freak Acting Club, UK. Coming up next on Hits a Freak TV is the logo.
I say Elizabeth, but where you go? Kanda Bongo Man, sing, sing. I say sweet Elizabeth, but where you go? Come back, you love me. Many years I love you. Many years you love me. Elizabeth, what happened? You know that you miss me, my love. Abdul Adams, Kunta Kinte. Do you see Elizabeth there?
Why you want to see me? What for? Huh?
Elizabeth, we stay more than 10 years together, you and me. You say that you like makeup. Then I bought air ticket for you to go to London just to buy makeup. But what happened? I hear that now you are in New York. That neighbor who was with you on the plane is the one who took you to New York. I came a drunker. I started to drink whiskey. Johnny Walker. Now Johnny Walker walking now on my head, on my body. I love you, my baby. Please, come back, you love me.
Leave me alone.
Come back, you love me.
This is just one short time.
I love you.
I want to be free.
You know that?
Okay, so we're here again. It's Friday. It's Friday, and just like we do it every week, we try to bring you the compilation of the whole events that transpired over this week, and the most talked about issue, or the most concerned issue this particular week, is the flooding, which we've seen. It's quite devastating to have watched it. The rain that had gotten into cars, houses, homes, or any other places. And then the funny thing is, you get some of these people swimming in all these waters. The question is, can there be any other means of trying to solve this problem, especially when the government has raised over 450 million cedis to sort out the drainage system. This is the most issue that we're going to talk about, though we have the Ukraine to talk about, then Gambia, where the government is ready to prosecute its offenders. We'll be back shortly, but for now, just stay with us. You're on Alive with Hits Africa Radio. Good morning. My name is Dr. Morton.
Le sentiment le plus proche de l'amour, c'est la haine. Moto oya inaka makasi, yebe aboya kamakasi. Tozalaki puka lokola bana mapasa. Bapasi na bisengo nyonso tokabolaki. Na comprendre yo lelo tina oboyinga. Obayenga komobulu elekanga. Kana baby soto pona yo diluluwe. Ouvre-moi la porte vraiment. Je suis en comble du désespoir. Oininga boyena kamwe minge. Sokiselanga notre soeur na pesa yo mama. Bato mabe bako profite pour baseka biso. Ikaboye mwano yo. Le sentiment le plus proche de l'amour, c'est la haine. Moto oya inaka makasi, yende aboya kamakasi. Tozalaki pourtant lokola bana mapasa. Bapasi na bisengo nyonso tokabolaki. Na comprendre yo lelo tina oboyinga.
Okay, so I'm going to get David, who is going to update us with the current event, the most recent developments in Ghana. And then he'll be telling us about what the government is doing about the drainage system that has seen quite destroyed items of most Ghanaians. I'm trying to reach out to him, but I would like us to look at the best means of dealing with this, because it looks as if not particularly a particular government that seems to be fumbling with this way of dealing with our drainage system. Maybe you have an idea. You can also give us one or two thoughts that you think can help us to deal with this drainage system that seems to be eating Ghanaians at the high level of our heart.
Sentiment le plus proche de l'amour, c'est la haine. Tozalaki pourtant lokola bana mapasa. Bapasi na bisengo nyonso tokabolaki. Na comprendre yo lelo tina oboyinga. Obayenga komobulu elekanga. Oligota mekobandaka na motema se ya moto moko kino eko kontamine. Motema ya moto mosusu soki ngana bandaki yo. Nzambe moto atimaka boye mobali abanga mwasi sima balingana. Onini okomi kobetela ngai tango akisasa mobimba. Nenga moto nalulaki yo. Lisumu nini nasala nyonso mpona tolikanisi.
Okay, so as I said, Almost every government that comes, into power, we've always experienced these drainage problems. But are we saying it's become hopeless? Are we saying there's nothing we can do about it? Are we saying that it's going to be very destructive all the time, as we've been seeing when it rains? Or we're looking at measures, as I said, 450 million is a huge sum of money that I think we could use it to solve this problem. On the contrary, it's rather getting worse. What's the problem? Is it the fact that we don't have the man in power who can help, or we don't get the very people we needed to sort out this problem? I think David is a bit busy because I'm trying to call the line and I'm getting no response. Well, I know he's doing us a favor. We cannot force to make sure that we get him. He must be attending to some other issues. Probably he's a news editor. And so we're going to bear with him until probably he gets time to get back to us. We do appreciate the fact that he's always available to give us the latest information about things that goes on in Ghana.
mokili okoki kobala ndeko na yo te moto mosusu akouta mosika akobala ndeko na yo mpona nini motungisi na mabala o nzambe aloba na mokili bala osala ya yo fami ndeko na yo ya mwasi akobala akosala ya ye fami tolingila mpe ezala na fami yo bandeko ya basi yoyoyoyo balingaka basi ya bandeko mibali te mpona ninyo yoyoyo bandeko ya basi yoyoyoyo balingaka basi ya bandeko mibali te mpona ninyo yoyoyo nalembi ye yoyoyo ngai napaye yoyoyo mpona nini kaka ngai likambo ya motindo boye ngai napaye yoyoyo ngai nalembi ye yoyoyo mpona nini kaka ngai bandeko ya basi yoyoyo balingaka basi ya bandeko mibali te mpona ninyo yoyoyo bandeko ya basi yoyoyo balingaka basi ya bandeko mibali te mpona ninyo yoyoyo bandeko mibali bandeko basi nzembo oyo eza koyemba mpona yokaka mingi ke.
Okay, so I don't know if you've seen this video about a lady nurse who, has talked very bitterly about the fact that the nursing training, which is qualified all right, yet there's no job. I mean, it's an issue that really breaks her heart that, she went on all over the place and talked about it. But my question is, how does it feel, especially when you have trained in a certain area of academic skill and then there's no job to do? You can tell how hard things are, not for this area of development as to work and all that. But this lady, apparently, you can tell the emotion she talks with. I mean, you can realize that the woman is struggling. I mean, the question was, how come she's educated herself all right within the nursing industry and then has no job? This is something I personally want us to talk about this morning. I mean, the question is, are the leaders or are parliamentarians or are presidents seeing this? What do you think? What do you also make of this video? Probably you must have seen it because it's gone viral and most people have seen it,
Keep it fresh all day, every day. This is Key Fresh. It's Africa Radio.
Okay, let me see if I can bring you that video and for you to listen to yourself.
What the same facility and I service or better me. I post no juma, me junior. I'll bet you no school. Juma. Maybe Sasa didn't know bassa. And I ain't niskanitia. That is so much yes canity.
Oh,
Much a huge amount of money. And
Sanya Pustu.
7,000.
your juniors.
Huh?
Is it because we don't have the money? Maybe Sagan I'm paying for. Say you nipping in Tiana. Of course, square chair school fees, baby. My rent died for 3 years. My feeding me home for 3 years. Now my real school that suits fear. Yeah, today. Ghana, air coin, then air cost war my mui. Nana do the air cost see what's ya now on tea. And instead, let's at the tab on Timbe pray. The Monankaya 17th na no. And Kaya and it's 20th March. April, do you and say and try baby pot and am I? Ye Kenya nye ye. And yes, I started in 17. Doctor in Siasa, you want audio or say. You hold on with the demonstration. Why do you want us to do demonstration against the government? And Kawudi and Kawuya doctor and Kakaya. Dami bisa me ya obo, me ya nana, dami bisa. Enti de okosi what's ya na wonti what's it? Minim sananado, me ya opa, me ya oba, what's it? It's me bisa se de na mo ya fa ho. Mo man kra na ya adwuma, ejaye. Yentina fie nkosi mreben. And now we are me no kase 17 for musi demonstration yenko fie. Friday ye me hu echa ni ho Friday ye mra me hu no. Awie ya ye kase yakọ amoh. Awie ya. Yakọ ye security mine is echa around. Ne kan so si wampa. Yakọ top say yakọ hwehwe ne yakọ ye omuso watu kwan. Different person by our omuso committee. And today na ekoso wo man mu yi.
Yen ka hwe ntiamo.
Yente she. And I am some on slot in na mo ye nsa mo dada. Mo kan che mo ka bibi nche. Se bia mo post ye. E bia da say ye beti ase. Me free bi na ba ye ba bia madam pon. Ayade. Ye ba Monday. E na ye da. Mo hu we nyina. Mo bisa mo ho. Ya mo ma bia nka se na mo de be ye. Ya mo de hie bi mo busuafo bi man ka se na mo be ye na. Ye bisa munyi ano ye hia adwuma no ye kọ adwuma no mu na allowance ni ho enso ye bobo si akọ dia na ekoso wo man mu dia na ekoso Ghana ye mpain for dia na ekoso mi bisa se dia na ekoso my bed na mama parents mi tie make us say bi obi be ka se mi twanhwo ade ati ade be di mpo ayade I just say natural na my aduane na matibi.
Ye na national service we.
Adan dia na ekoso wo man mu. Dia na ekoso. Ye mpa inform nyi ano. Amoh out tie yesu frɛ na boa ye. Na ya bre. Ye school fees ne moje ne kwa. Ye ko school ne kwa. Adan.
Mokafa.
Adan.
Oh dear. Well, you have that. Right. So the whole issue is getting out of hand. Now, what from my understanding, it means that she's qualified to write as a nurse and she got all the prospect to be able to work, yet there's no job. And you know, as you listen to the end of the event, she said, what is going on this morning? I mean, what are your thoughts? What do you? I'm going to call David for the last time, but let me hang on. I've got a message. Let me read this. Let me see what I've got.
Ya famille poti wapi ya la di mapasa ya kubu ya famille poti wapi.
Okay, so as I can see, my callers are ready to join the conversation. I'm going to allow how do you call it? I'm going to allow how do you call it? Oh, Joe said he can't hear me. What's the problem? Because can you hear me? Yeah, I think you can. Joe, I don't know why you're not hearing, but I think you should be able to hear me because. Oh, okay. You should be able to hear me now. I think you should be fine now. Can you hear me, Joe? If you want to signal me, at least to tell me you can hear me now, that's fine. Let me see. I think it should be fine now. Okay, so I'm going to open the phone lines about 10 o'clock so that I will get David later on when he's free. Now that he's busy, I'm not getting hold of him. But 10 o'clock, you can call in, and then and then we can talk about this, because I don't think we can take the whole day to wait for David, who is the news editor in Ghana, and then does not seems to be. Okay, so Joyce want to know if we're on tuning. No, not on tuning at the moment. And so Cloud. Okay. I see the reason why you cannot hear me, but now you should be able to hear me, because I had connected the cord to the phone. Right. So if there's anybody else who can't hear me, if you want to notify me so that I know what I can do to get you to hearing as well. Okay, so you can reach us on the landline, which is 0208 6386 239 or 075 3399 8090. 075 3399 8090. Or you can also reach us on 073 7540 2446. That's 073 7540 2446. And then finally, we have also 073 7560 1574. That's 073 7560 1574. Right, so this morning we're talking about Ukraine war, which according to Joe Biden, we are in a dark hour. You remember recently about the shooting in a school where you saw these kids being killed. Now, Gambian president plans to prosecute ex-dictator Jammeh, and then with all the huge sum of 450 million cedis to solve the drainage system in Ghana, it's rather getting worse. I mean, these are some of the things we're going to talk. Segabo has actually written a whole documentary about this. I'll read it in the course of the events.
Afona bola ina badansa na pesa batu elengi na mutema chode la kisa bola
On va gâter le point. Allez, Soukouba.
Okay, so Francis has actually asked me to play the video again about the nurse who feel devastated with the fact that she's qualified, all right, yet gonna get a job to do. Stay tuned. I'll come back to that. Let me play it for you, and then we'll see. I don't know what you want from this, but at least you've heard it once, and I expect it to be okay. Okay, let's go again.
And what the same facility and I service or better me. I opposed to no juma, me junior. I'll bet me was school. Juma. Maybe Sasa didn't know bassa. Oh. And I ain't niskanitia. It is so much yes canity.
Oh.
Much a huge amount of money. And I
post
7,000.
Your junior. And what the same facility and I service or better me. I opposed to no juma, me junior. I'll bet me was school. Juma. Maybe Sasa didn't know bassa. Oh. And I ain't niskanitia. It is so much yes canity.
Oh.
Much a huge amount of money. And I
post
7,000.
Your juniors, ma.
Huh?
Is it because we don't have the money? Maybe Sagan I'm paying for. Say you nipping in Tiana. I could square cheer school fees, baby. My rent died for 3 years. My feeding me home for 3 years. Now my real school that suits fear. Yeah, today. Ghana, I call then I cost warm my mui. Nana do they cost you what's ya now on tea? The Ninsa letter the dab on Timbe. The Monankaya 17th na no. Ankaya and 20th March. April, ho do ye and say and Chayombe be a pot and amay. Ye chaya and ye. And yes, I started in the 17th. Doctor in Siasa, you want audio or say. You hold on with the demonstration. Why do you want us to do demonstration against the government? Ankawudi and Ankawia Doctor Ankakaya. Da me bisa me ya obao, me ya nana, da me bisa. And today, of course, you what's here now, what's here, what's it? Me name Sananado, me ya opa, me ya oba, what's it? It's me bisa sa dena moya fahu. Mumma crana yachuma, a giant. Yentina fion was sim rebay. And now we are Menoka say 17 for Musik demonstration young coffee. Friday, you know who HR knew what Friday, I'm Ramehuno. Awia ya kasa yako amoich. Awia ya. Yako a security man is HR around. Ne can't see one pa. Yako top say yako shishan yako ya omusu wa tukai. Different person by our omusu meeting. And today na yako suwa maimui.
Yankashe nchemo.
Yanteshi. And I am some maton slots in na moya and some more dada. Munkan chay, munka bibin chay. Sebia mun posti. Ebia that say, ya bet siasi. Me free be and a buy, ya baby a madam pon. Ayadi. Ya ba Monday. Ehina yada. Mahu weni na. Mobisa muhu. Ya mumabi ankase na mo de beye. Ya modeshie bi mabusu afo bi man kase na mo beye na. Ye bisa. Munyi ano. Ye hia adwuma no. Ye kwa adwuma no mu na allowance ni ho. Enso ya bobo si akoye. Dia na ekoso wo man mu. Dia na ekoso Ghana ya mpanyimfo dia na ekoso. Mi bisa se dia na ekoso. My bed na mama parents. Me tie make us say bi obi be ka se mi twansho. Ade tia de bedi mpo ayade. Ade se nyina dwu na ma ya aduane na matibi.
Ye na national service wi.
Ade dia na ekoso wo man mu. Dia na ekoso. Yampa informu nyi ya no. Amo out tie yesu fe na boye. Na ya bre. Your school fees ne moje ne kwa. Your ko school ne kwa. Ade.
Mukafa.
Ade.
So, you had the nurse who is also narrating her, sad story. Okay, let me get this stuff. You had the nurse who was talking about the fact that now they don't have the means of survival because the education has, it looks as if it's become waste. The fact that she has wasted all this money, and then nothing is coming up. So the government should come to their aid and rescue them from this difficult situation. Right. So you can call us. I said the numbers are, as I have mentioned them to you, 073 7540 2446 or 073 7580 2574. And then you can also reach us on the landline, which is the Skype, which is 0208 6386239. Okay, so let me leave the lines open, and then you can call. And then when David calls in, we can continue to take the events, the latest development that just broke in Ghana.
Suwani moto yakani tovanda walisanga suwa mai sukola maboko sambela mwana nzambe adindi saba
Africa Radio. Africa.
Nadina yo the sambeli nzambe pona yo beto poneli mwana Yesu mama Adoko mina pasi ni manzabe ni ma Adosa ni masumu mokilia saletuba Tosegi yoko bikana Kosa Adoko mina pasi ni manzabe ni ma Adosa ni masumu mokilia saletuba Tosegi yoko bikana Kosa mwana zabe Nadina waga na kumbie tuku sokiyote kambo evanada
This is the Vodafone.
Naloti noto ovandi na nani yovandi pembeni na kare maladi esi
Okay, so I've got Joe. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Doc.
How are you?
Oh, we are managing, so far as we are alive, that is the most greatest thing.
I know initially you were struggling to get the link, but thankfully you were able to grasp it later on. You must have listened to the video the lady was playing.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
You see, it's quite emotional. And anyway, first of all, let me say good morning to your listeners and those who are watching you on Facebook. A very good morning to Sir Gabo. I hope he has tuned in, he's listening, because today I've got a message for him, And a good morning to Mr. Kitiosin, yourself, your studio members, and your producers, and all that.
Well, Sir Gabo has also gotten something for you. He's got a whole documentary, about 2 pages. He'd like me to read it on there, so get ready for that. At least be mindful of it.
If he's going to be writing a Bible, we need to include his name in the, the list of the list of writers of the Holy Bible, and then we'll make his version the Third Testament.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, on a more serious note, it's quite emotional, very, very emotional, and I think the lady made certain allegations in her statement, certain assertions that her juniors had been, kind of given a role. Or yes, you see, doctor. For me, I've always said that. Look, I will not come on radio to just make statements I cannot kind of justify or kind of adduce an evidence to that. Just last Sunday, just this Sunday gone, my wife's sister, and I'm making this statement in relation to what the lady said. My wife's sister went into labor, and the nurse had killed the baby in my wife's sister's womb. The nurse killed the baby.
What are you talking about?
Yes, I'm telling you. Oh, yes, I'm telling you. She's called Pearl. She's called Pearl. She nearly died.
What? Yes.
This lady had inserted her hand into, this my wife's my sister-in-law, and I just don't want to. It tells you.
Where did this incident happen? It's in here or Ghana?
In Accra. What? In Accra, in a hospital called Mana Hospitals in Accra.
This is crazy.
Around Teshi Nungwa area there. Yes, the lady, and yesterday she was kind of relieved from the hospital, and she had to go home, and then she was given a bill of 15 million to pay. So I called the doctor and I told the doctor, "You are mad, you doctor, you are mad, but you are lucky I am not in Ghana." Because you wanted to kill the lady, and instead of you to apologize, because we've written a lot of statements on their website, and the doctor had gone to see, and she came to my sister-in-law and was like, I apologizing and said, "Oh, you need to be thankful to God that he didn't die." And I said, why would she be thankful to God? Because when she was pregnant, she didn't went out boxing. She didn't went out playing football. She had taken good care of herself for her 9 months to be up. For the lady, only for the lady to use her finger, her hands to enter into her. I just don't want to. So it tells you, this statement that this lady was making tells you the people we are bringing out as nurses, they don't know nothing. All because they have links to politicians, because they have links to a certain big man.
Oh, okay. So if I'm listening to you, in as much as you sympathize or pity her in her situation, this is another area they have to look at, and that is vigilant.
You see, I am marrying this statement to the assertion or the allegations he had made that her juniors had gained employment. Now, if you say her juniors, that means if she had qualified and she's not getting a job, Assuming she just came out from school and she's not, being given a job, and those behind her have been given a job. It tells you that those behind her are not qualified. Are they qualified?
Right.
If you go to Ghana, in our university, you have to go to level 400. So if the person there, the one who is in level 400 or has just completed, have not had the chance to have a national service, how can a level 300 have the chance to get a national service? That is the allegation she's making.
That is it.
And that's why I am saying that as a result of this is why we're having this kind of nurses. And I am telling you, the nursing or a job now is not a profession anymore. It is a fashion. It is not a profession in Ghana anymore. It's fashion. Because people now don't have the love to say, I want to be a nurse. It is that, I wanted to go to Legon, I wanted to go to Tech, but I didn't have the opportunity. And the mama nurse, and the nurse, so it's not the love she has.
No compassion at all.
Yes, I'm being honest with you, and that is the fact. You see, I sympathize with the lady. I kind of feel her pains. I feel her pains. I kind of understand the frustrations she's going through. But our leaders needs to be careful. Our leaders needs to be careful, because this thing cannot go on and on and on like this. And when you see, I've always said that if Dr. Morton today, I see you like the issue in America now. If I see you going to buy a gun, if I live with you, you are my next door neighbor, and I see you going to buy a gun and you bring in the gun to your house, I have no cause to complain about you buying a gun. My worry or my concern should be what I would do for you to trigger that gun. You understand? So now I have to say, hey, Dr. Morton has got a gun. Now, the time that I used to go to his house to go and steal when he was not having a gun, I need to stop it. If we are talking about terrorist warning, these are the things that will bring about terrorism in Ghana. Because if the youth are going to school, paying all these huge sums of money, and they come out as unemployed, what do you want them to do?
Yeah.
When within 2 months, we now understand why Sir John was buried in a terrazzo house, and these people don't have jobs to do.
And he owns some national assets, including the Achimota.
Yes, and I think he comes from the same town as Sir Gabo. But you see, by the kind courtesy and the kind advice of Sir Gabo says that I should be a bit moderate to my language.
Yes. Well, so without much ado, let me read for you what Sir Gabo has written to me to read to you.
Okay.
Okay. So he said, okay, he still talk about this book. Let's get to what he intends to, something that has to do with the country. Okay, say I've got the Russia and all that. An elderly woman who was interviewed in a village. No, I think it's this. These are all the Putin story. I wanted to read something that I thought he added to the Ghanaian incident, especially the flooding, the drainage, and all that. But what he sent me, I think, has to do with the Ukraine and Russia war. I'm sure he's listening. Hopefully, it'd come and then we'll give you the feedback based on what he's saying. So you can continue. I don't think that is relevant or pertinent to what I was going to read.
So what I'm trying to say is that Sir Gabo advised that if an elderly man is a thief, because he's an elderly man, don't call him a thief, but call the action thievery. So I don't want to talk about Sir John being a thief or stealing Ghana's, properties and all that. I'm very moderate. I've heeded to his advice. But you see, these kind of actions are what kind of are the reasons why we are so mad and we are arms in West like this. This kind of attitude. If you see, for me, morally, it is not right for Sir John's will to be on the internet or any radio station to be. Morally, it is not right. I will not condone that. But when you are so greedy This is what happens to you when you are so greedy and you want to sleep with every woman. Then when you are sleeping with women, you will be pictured and your picture will be all on the internet. When you are so greedy that every man's wife, you should have that woman, that is what happened. When within 2018, 2019, Sir John has acquired all this wealth, including the Kole Lagoon and everything. This is what happens.
How can one own the Kole Lagoon?
But it's
forest.
The man who says he's scared of the sea, yet he acquired a land closer to the sea.
And make the public understand that no one can acquire those things. What hypocrisy!
We could be laughing about it, but you see, it's a very serious. It's very serious. And you see, for me, I've said, look, doctor, last week I said this, and I'm going to repeat it. Probably, excuse my language once again.
If it's acceptable.
Yeah, it is acceptable. Even if it is not, I will say it and apologize later.
Now we know it's deliberate.
It would only take a fool, maybe a fool yet to be born, to believe that Akufo-Addo has not failed Ghana.
Well, I think that is discretionary in the sense that his way of governance must have pleased somebody. And so this is an individual assertion. That is you. That is you. No, I don't want you. Not in a holistic. Not in a holistic. Okay.
I'm coming. You are a Ghanaian.
I am a Ghanaian.
The time that you have given me, I'm giving it back to you. Tell me good things Akufo-Addo has done within the 6 years. You tell me. You are a Ghanaian. Tell me.
I think my observation is quite personal, and then somebody would disagree even if I put it in public. You understand? So
you tell me.
Maybe yes. So maybe if it's me and you, then I can tell you what my assertion is, not in the public.
No, you are a Ghanaian. Are you not a Ghanaian?
That is what
£1 is 9 cedis or 10 cedis. Don't you send money to Ghana?
Well,
so
I do.
You to express your feeling.
That is why I'm saying that. That is my personal feeling. This is my personal observation from my assertion as to whether Akufo-Addo has failed Ghana or not. At the end of the day, that is what I would want to express to you personally. Because even if I put it in the public, somebody would disagree. I don't know if you get my point. So don't worry. We'll talk about that.
Because you see, and this is where we come. This is where I want to. And last week, Mr. Kitiosin was advocating for Sir Gabo to be, kind of appointed or, be given something so that he can also have part of the Achimota forest. And we all pray Sir Gabo will be, called by the president and be given an appointment. But to the ordinary person like me who calls him to talk about 4 more, even Sir Gabo, who comes from Sir John's hometown, who has been fighting for MPP since God created heaven and earth. His name was not in Sir Gabo's will.
Well, so...
He has been writing articles. Now, if you compare his articles, if you pile all of them together, it is more than the Holy Bible, which has 66 books.
Right, so that, for all you know...
His name,
yeah,
Sir Gabo's name is not
for all
in
you know,
John's work. And so
for all you know...
ordinary person,
okay, for all you know...
4 more.
For all you know, Sir Gabo's documentary he's done over MPP, whether it's John personally, Sir John must have not had any personal encounter with Sir Gabo, so he might not even know him. Let's put it that way.
That is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
as
now
let's intelligent as Sir Gabo is, his name is not in the world. So I am telling you, the ordinary person who is staying at Kumasi village Bikura and your name, if Sir Gabo's name is not in the world, how much more you?
Okay, so let's come back to today's edition of what I have brought to you about the drainage system and how devastating it's going to. It's very destructive. People's cars are full with water, houses and all that. So 450 million. This time, I don't think you would blame Akufo-Addo alone because he's been consistent. And
yes,
when from all these years, any government that comes in power experienced this. I mean, people have compared to Europe and most places that drainage and all these natural disasters. Some we can do something about. Some it appears hopeless. What is the problem? I think there's money to do a little better to it than as it's gotten worse.
Yeah, thank you for this. You see, and that again, I will say that the security issue people are talking about. I'm coming to the question, but the security people are talking about with the launch of, if you hear they say this, blah blah blah. You see, let me speak this in Chi. It will take terrorists at 7 to come and terrorize Ghana, because if this country, when you raise just one drop of rain, look at how the country, and you are coming to do what?
What do you mean? I don't understand. I don't understand you. What do you mean?
What I'm trying to say, if the national security is saying there are terrorists wanting to come to Ghana, to come and do what? To come and terrorize the flooding, or to come and terrorize who? This is a country that John has ruled to his own family. So who are you coming to terrorize? So it will only take a stupid terrorist to come and terrorize.
I think your language, you have to go and come. Your language is getting quite devastating. I don't think callers will be happy with the way you're going about, you know.
Good morning.
Hello, Chairman Yosin. I think Joe needs a break. He needs a cup of tea, you know, to recall back his words that are quite unacceptable. Anyway, you're live on air. Joe is not giving me today's topic with good intentions. Let's go with it. You're live on air, sir. You must have read about what I posted you concerning the drainage system that seems to be getting out of hand in spite of the 450 million cities, and then the nurse that talked emotionally about the fact that she's done with how do you call it, the service and completed the education, yet we cannot get you know, her employment.
Yeah, two things. 450 million cities to resolve the floods.
Yeah.
Is that what the government is saying?
What is already put in place, and it's rather getting worse.
Yeah, but it's very sad. That sum of money is very little because of the magnitude of the problem we have. In the first place, I would say
you don't
good
blame
morning.
the NPP then.
Sorry?
That means you don't blame them if the money you don't think is enough. Probably you're seeing it as 400 million. In today's currency. In today's currency, I mean 450 million.
No, I'm saying it's peanuts. The government is not serving the interest of Ghanaian people. 450 million cedis or even dollars is small. It's peanut for the troubles we have.
That's a huge amount of money. That's a lot of money.
No, it's not. It is not. Any serious government who sees the problem, even I sitting in London, I can see the flood problems in Ghana. It's a massive one. We need billions of dollars to put Ghana right, to put Accra right. Otherwise, so many people are going to perish when it rains year to year, because it's a annual affair. The government is not doing a good job. They think they can cut and paste. It's not. The land, you can't just paste the land, just like our roads in Ghana. That's what I'm saying. We have not got the brains for a sensible drainage system. This is what I'm trying to get at. Any sensible government in position will understand what I am saying, because the problems we saw, even this weekend, it's sad. It's scary. When it rains, you can't even go to your house. You can't cross the river. People crossing the river, some dying in the river. It's dangerous. Ghana government must sit down, and there's so many architects and builders and engineers we are producing. Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Are they useless? Are they hopeless? Get the right engineers to come and work in Ghana. If it's the Brazilians, bring them. If it's the British or the English, bring them. Ghana needs serious repair than just cutting and paste. This is what I'm saying, Dr. Morton. This is what I'm saying. I'm not just blaming the government for the sake of it. But they are in position and do not know how to handle our problems. This is a worry for every Ghanaian living abroad or in Ghana. My God, this maybe even as I'm talking, our relatives are dying in the flood. It's very sad. They must sit down and think, instead of a president in inverted commerce flying about in jets. That is a hopeless situation. In some certain countries, we will step him down in a minute. But this guy, Akufo-Addo, is traveling in jets. When in his village, there's not even a train station in his own village where he comes from. Just because he's the president, that's the cheek of it. And MPP too, the MPP parliamentarians and members are quiet. They can't say, my friend, you are being stupid. Why do you travel in jets? You are not Clinton. You are not Mr. Reagan. You are not Mr. Biden. You are not Mr. Trump. You are not Mr. Boris Johnson. Even these people, Boris Johnson wouldn't travel just like that. Of course, yes. This is a super countries. When they are flying in jets, you don't compare yourself to them, Dr. Morton. We must not compare ourselves to the English and the Americans and the Germans. They are super.
Chairman, hold on 1 minute. I'm just getting a notification that we're off Facebook because I thought I can see it live here. So I don't know why. Felix, I don't. Anyway, carry on. We'll see what we can do because I can see myself live on Facebook. Go on.
Well, Felix must be right. Good morning to Felix. He must be right if he tells you. If you are in there, you wouldn't see what's wrong until somebody from outside tells you. So we thank him so much for that. We thank him very much for that. I mean, seriously talking, the government must roll its sleeves. This is where good governance counts. It must not be just NPP human beings. It must include CPP people, PNC people, NDC people. We sit down and say national disaster. It's not political party disaster, Dr. Morton. It's not political. It's not one man. It's not a coup for this problem. He can't just solve it. We all have to put our minds together. This is why a genuine government must call all and sundry to come to sit down together on a round table.
I am very happy, Chairman. You raised it that it's not only a Akufo-Addo. Because
it's not an NPP problem.
Where people are dumping rubbish into the drains, probably. All these things are going to cause blockages. So at the end of the day, I think you raised a very good point that he said it, the man himself said it, that if we don't stop this, all these things, obviously you and I know that they're going to choke or block the gutters and all that. And then it will still yield to this destruction.
You see, let me tell you one thing. If you go to Kwame Nkrumah Circle, you will find that Cobb Lodge. There's a place called Cobb Lodge. Behind it, towards MPP office and the former PPP office, Asalam down that area, there was a big gutter.
Right.
That gutter was constructed by our first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. And that gutter was supposed to be a drainage of all these flood waters from that side straight into Dankwa Circle and straight into Laboni and the sea, Gulf of Guinea. But you can see that gutter only goes up to a part of Ring Road and it stops because Nkrumah was overthrown when he was building that. He knew that in those days, whenever it rained, the Nkrumah Circle was flooded, and all the floods come into Nkrumah Circle. Right. So that's why that drainage system was being built. Now it's a toilet, a public toilet for people. It's a dumping rubbish site for people. It's a massive disgrace. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So no sensible government is able to sit down and work on it. Nkrumah is dead and gone. All ensuing governments have not bothered to do that. And in Ghana, we throw rubbish in there. The government in there, today's government, is also totally useless and hopeless. You can't even stop people from going to toilets in that gutter, throwing their rubbish in that gutter. Then we blame the government. If they cannot do the job, they must go and let us do a first general election. If they cannot do the job, they do other unnecessary, stupid programs like Church for Ghana. To hell with it, excuse me. I'm a Christian. I don't need that rubbish. What do you call it? Cathedral. Rubbish. Idea is stupid. Idea is foolish. And whoever would think that they are stupid individuals. They are foolish individuals. Nobody should tell me I'm insulting people. They haven't got brains in their head. Who the hell needs a cathedral when people are dying? You're talking of cathedral. Look at the amount of effort in that stupid cathedral, which nobody will be into. I'm a Methodist, and we've got our Methodist church. And they are Catholics, they go to a Catholic church. To hell with that so-called cathedral. For who? Nobody's interested. We are not interested as Ghanaians. What about the people of Kintampo, Boku, Bolgatanga, Navungo? You tell me some stupid, foolish cathedral by some supposedly wise men who are not wise. They are foolish people.
Chairman,
and a foolish person is a person who acts before he thinks. There are foolish people who thought that. Sorry?
Please calm down. I think you're getting
No. I'm not angry at all. I'm telling Ghanaians the truth. A foolish person, a fool is somebody who acts before he or she thinks. That's what this MPP government is doing. This is a cathedral. What the hell with the cathedral? When people are hungry, when there are no jobs for people, when the Kosindom's bank has been broken now, when thousands of people are on the streets, unemployed, it's a bloody cathedral. Who will go there? It's only evil people who go and worship there. Worship who? Who are you going to worship? That's a question we must ask. Even Roman Catholics wouldn't even commune with Methodists or Anglican and Presbyterians. Roman Catholics are different. As an example, of course, no Muslim is going to come in there.
Oh dear.
You see, no Muslim is going to attend that so-called cathedral. No, they're not talking about it. When we are talking of flood, they are thinking of cathedral. Who needs it? They won't even finish before they go out of power. When they go out of power, you know what we are going to do with the cathedral? Homeless people home. Those people who have no place to sleep, they will go, we convert them into units free of charge for Ghanaians who have no place to be. Because the fault is Ghana government's fault. People from Boku, from Takwa, from Kumasi area, Ashanti region, all the region, they come to Accra because that's where good life is. That's why some people haven't got a place to sleep. In Accra, it's expensive to rent a place. We are going to convert that cathedral into homeless units, and God will bless us. But if we go and kneel down and worship God, God would never listen to our prayers.
Yeah, but the chairman, what's the way forward with the drainage that seems to be getting worse? I mean, now it's coming up to the neck levels of people, and people are swimming in it, and
Yes, you see, the point is that we are supposed to have trained engineers to have resolved this problem. It seems there's our engineers have all run away from Ghana to seek greener pastures. I don't blame them. Number two, Ghana government does not work with the universities, technicians and all that, scientists, to plan a drainage system for us. It's not just a problem in Accra. Okay. It's a problem all over Ghana. Look at Takwa, from Takoradi to Takwa. Takwa, where we have gold, gold. The road is broken. It is destroyed because of flooding and all that. You can see. But when the government gets up, they want gold, they fly by helicopter to Takwa gold fields and collect the gold and come back into Accra. And they go take them to Europe for their own private investments, like Rollins did with his wife. Switzerland, they've got gold there. And Rollins, he comes from Volta region. There's no gold there. But when he became a head of state, he and his wife, now they take the gold to Switzerland. They've got jewelry shop in Switzerland. If you go and talk about it, they say it's not true. If it's not true, why did some people see it? If some people see it, why didn't you stop them from seeing it? And when they talk about it, they say it's not true. We are not stupid. We are not all stupid in Ghana. We are smart people, but we are not too sharp.
You reckon?
We are not sharp. We are not sharp. We know Ghana, we know too much, but we know nothing. Ghanaians. We know a lot, but we don't know anything. We sit down for these idiots, I'm sorry, to come and wipe and steal from us. Look at what's happening in Achimota Forest. Look at what is happening there. Sir John, who comes from Ashanti region, he's got so much plots there. Why? He's not a Ghana person. He's not from Accra.
Even people not from Accra are still acquiring land.
I'm telling you, that's why we are destroying Ghana. You are not from Accra. You come and take the land in Accra. How many Ghana people go to Ashanti region or Western region or Central region for for plots or piece of land.
Mm.
All these people, they come and use their position. MPP, look at Sir John. You've got so many properties in Accra, land in Accra. Is it right or wrong? Is it godly or ungodly? When you talk, they say don't judge. We have to judge. Somebody told me, oh, Sir John is dead. You don't judge. We got to judge him. If you are a thief, you are dead. You are still a thief. You're taking the property and share it among your people. Ghana government must remove all those properties from Sir John's people. As an example, it's not only Sir John. So many people is published now. So many top people in government position have got a part of government properties. We must take it away from them. Rollins came to teach us one lesson. Anybody who has used his or her position to acquire wealth, what did they do? They took them to the firing range and fired them. Now that Rollins is gone, now that the soldiers are gone, the people are back again. So the question is, is it time for another soldiers to come in and round these people and shoot them? And we forever gonna be fear death.
You're not saying, Chairman.
No. I'm asking.
Well, based on what you said, I also want to say that, are you saying that the Ghanaian can only yield to our constitution only by the fear of the gun? Is that the impression?
Of course, because when Mr. Rollins came to power, I was not there. I was in this country. And a lot of Ghanaians ran away into the United Kingdom. I saw them, and they saw me. They know that I know them. They ran away. They are thieves. Why would you run away if you're not a thief? They stole from their positions in office and all that. Government properties, they stole.
It's nothing new. This is
no, it's not. See, I'm sad that Rollins came to teach us a lesson through AFRC, Air Force Revolution Council. Yeah, he taught that lesson. But the people went back to some of them ran away. Now that Rollins is gone, they are back again. Look at what's happening today. If another Rollins was to come, I think almost everybody in Ghana will run away.
Why must it be that? That means we always need a military rule then. If that's
we only respect one thing, somebody with a gun. The soldiers is what we respect. Otherwise, to hell with them. We don't care about anybody. That's the Ghanaian. That is the Ghanaian. If we know, zombie no go think unless you think for him.
Okay, so why then there's no need for the PPP as well then, because it's not a military rule.
No. For us, for my political party, we've got transparency at the top of our head. If we have a chance, we will work with transparency. We will work with transparency. That, i.e., you must declare your assets when you come into power. Mind you, in 2012. Our leader, Dr. Papa Kusindom, declared his assets. He declared his assets. And in fact, he even at that time, Professor Mills has passed away. May his soul rest in peace. So when we were campaigning for 2012 elections, PPP, we make sure that our presidential candidate, declared his assets. Kusindom declared, he was the only one who did. And number two, he declared his medical fitness as well. That is important because President Mills had gone to America. It didn't work. He came to Ghana to die. Oh, dear. And a president, may he rest in peace. A president position is a big job. If you are medically unfit, we don't have to appoint you as a flag bearer or presidential candidate. You can't. It's a big job. Look at what killed President Mills. He killed him. I'm not a medical scientist. I'm not stupid. You can see, Ghanaians are not stupid. The man came to the airport, NDC for political whatever. They made him run on the tarmac when the man was not well. He was not well. We saw it. Do you understand? So we learned for Progressive People's Party. We put our leader, Dr. Papa Kusindom, on the spot. We took him to Kolebu Hospital to declare, not a private clinic, to declare his medical fitness. Because if you're doing that job and you are not cleared for medical fitness, you are sure to fail or even die in position. You see, to serve the people of Ghana, Dr. Moti, you must be healthy and fit. Otherwise, the job is too big. Look at one president looking after the whole Ghana. Even though he's got ministers, but he's on top. If you're not well, people won't do things. President Mills give authority not to pay, instruction not to pay Uyumi. And Mahama did it. Mahama paid.
If you talk about, the well-being and then how well a leader should be, I mean, that's fair enough. But when it comes to the number and then the quantity, you got Joe Biden ruling the whole of America with about 10 times the size of Ghana. And so that doesn't come in that much. Anyway,
I think, excuse me, I think it comes very much. You see, if you are not fit, going to Ghana military, for instance, I know that. If you are not fit, they cannot recruit you. You can't. It's just like a football. If you are not fit, Manchester United is not going to take you and waste their money. You can't jump. You can't put you there. You must be fit to do certain types of jobs. That's what I'm saying. For the head of state or prime minister or president is the greatest, the biggest, most difficult job in the world for any country. So if you're not fit, people will pass through. That's Tamis was dying when he told Mahama, don't pay Wayomi, don't pay Wayomi. Because they knew he was weak, he was dying, they paid. NDC paid Wayomi. Up to now, we haven't got that money. And I'm personally worried. Because if I had that kind of money, I would be a very happy man. 51.2 million Ghana cedi at that time, it's a hell of a lot. Mills says don't pay. Because he was weak, he was dying, they ignored his advice. I'm not sure President Mills is resting in peace, but I pray for peaceful rest for him.
Right, Chairman Yossin, thank you very much. I've seen the lines buzzing quite a few, but with this kind of contribution relating to the events that has folded all till now, if you come back, I would like to have more of these, history of things that has come during the Mills regime all through till now. But my concern now, what's the way forward with the drainage? I mean, with things that is happening, the floods. And I mean, NADMO, the natural disaster.
NADMO is a political thing. Just put it on the side. We government need to invite Ghanaian engineers and all that. If we haven't got enough,
why is NADMO a political thing? Because it's meant to be there for the whole Ghana.
Oh, the national disaster and all that, but they did themselves. They run away when there's a disaster.
Yeah, but somebody run away from a disaster is different from being.
They fly into London. The official fly into London and USA when there's a disaster in Ghana.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with tagging them as political thing.
Yes, it is. I mean, it is for political experience. NADMO. Well, there's no faith in NADMO. Anybody who says there's a faith in NADMO, I want to know him right now, and I will debate with him or her. I mean, it's just words, empty words. NADMO. They don't do what they're supposed to do. Otherwise, we will have a problem.
Yeah, but you're not getting me, Chairman. If they're not doing what is expected of them or required of them, it has nothing to do with a particular party.
No, there's all politicians who create that. We create these things, but we must open our eyes and make sure NADMO is really working by supporting NADMO financially, morally, but we don't. I'm not saying just MPP, not just NDC, it could maybe PPP, CPP. We as a government must back organizations like NADMO to really work as NADMO. But I'm telling you, our NADMOs are working politically. That is the problem. They are working.
I don't know about that. You're telling me now. I don't know about
that. We put politicians there, and they don't. They struggle. Instead of getting right human beings to work, we don't. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a problem with ordinary flood.
Okay, Joe say he 100% agrees with you. I don't know which of the topics that you shared that caught his sentiments, but hopefully, Joe, if you can call any of the line apart from mine, so that I can hook both of you on. And then you let Chairman know why you agree or how you're able to convince me that NADMO has a political related influence, if you want. And then because Chairman is on this line, but I want to know, whilst Chairman is on the line, to let me know why you agree with Chairman, whether it's the Atamil's issue, if Atamil got killed, whether the age and health wise is necessary as a leader, which we all agree anyway. But then with the NADMO, which I expect to serve in all the terms of different parties, unless Oh dear. All right, Chairman. Joe says
Yes,
he
sir.
agrees with you. I don't know which of the area you touched that.
I think all the points, this is the sadness one is NADMO. Look at the floods we have. NADMO is the right organization to address it. Oh, they are quiet about it. You know what I mean? I know it's a big problem, bigger problem than NADMO itself, even than the government of Ghana, because we are not doing some things right. When the rain season goes away, then we come and flaunt our.
I know Joe is on the other line. I'm trying to look at how I'm married both lines so you both can hear yourself. Otherwise, I have to pick him up and you, Chairman, to listen.
Okay, I can go off, and if I can listen to it, I will listen to it, and I hear Joe as well, because we're all talking about Ghana, not politics. This is
hold on. My producer is trying to get Joe, and then and Nika how. I want him to do the contribution whilst you listen, not on the radio, but at least on the. So you go on until my producer is able to reach him on the skyline. Yes. So what I'm saying is, NADMO. The situation is not hopeless. Is that what it is with the drainage?
The problem is bigger than NADMO. In fact, it's bigger than the whole Ghana. If I look at it, if you look at the videos that are coming out, the water. I asked my sister. My sister lives in Accra. She lives at Achimota, and I asked my own sister, why are those people walking crossing the river?
Okay, I've got Joe on the line. Chairman, hold on. Let me see which of your topics you raised that he believes you are right. Hello, Joe. Hello. I don't think you can hear me. Yeah, maybe you have to listen. Let me pick him up and then.
All right, I'll listen to you.
What it is. Otherwise, I don't know why you can't. Because otherwise, I can't even hear him, and so. Let alone why. Okay, so Chairman, let you listen from the other side and let me pick Joe up because I can't. Joe, can you hear me? No, Joe, I can't hear Joe.
I can't hear him.
Okay, all right, Chairman. Let me get to Joe and then I'll call you back. Okay. Stay on the line and listen, please. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh dear. The issues is heated as possible. I'm trying to get Joe and look at which of why he agrees with Chairman Yosin. And then hello Joe. Yes, you're welcome back.
Yeah, I could hear you. I could hear you on the other line, only that you couldn't hear.
I couldn't hear you. No, I couldn't. Okay. Is it the same person calling? I've seen some call coming in. All right, so you're live on air. What is it that you agree with Joe with Chairman?
Yeah, I think what Chairman said, first of all, with the all-inclusiveness and then also with the NADMO, I totally agree with him, especially with the all-inclusiveness.
Then apparently you're not going to blame the NDC because the drainage system and the fact that it's getting worrisome is the fact that people throw rubbish into the gutters and things like that.
Yeah, you see, we only become hypocrites if we pretend to believe that we don't know these issues. You understand? These issues have been there since Rawlins's time. And so every government has a hand in this. But the point where we are getting wrong is where no government has been bold enough to sack all the engineers in our country. Because if you are telling me people are building on waterways in Accra, there are engineers in those metropolitan assemblies and districts and all that who supervise for building permits and all that to be issued. These are the issues. Yes, there are people throwing rubbish into gutters and all that, but people are also building on waterways. First, who issues the land to them? Who gives them the permit to build?
A good question. That's a good question.
So if people are paid and then they go on to do the wrong things, why are they paying? That is what I'm saying. For me, if I become a president, probably I will never become one. But if I become a president and you are an engineer and this thing happens in your area, you'll be fired. The number of years you have worked as an engineer in that metropolitan or district or ministry, you will pay all the money. Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you live and clear.
Yeah, you will refund all the money that has been paid with interest. You have to, because you are doing nothing. You are being paid for nothing. And that is what the problem is. Our inability to be bold. Because if people are being paid for doing nothing, then it is important we go and pay people on the street of Accra. We pay them for doing nothing. If people are on the street and are not paid, but we pay people and they are not doing their job, then it is important we need to arrest them and let them refund the money. And then on the other issue with the NADMO, look,
yes,
I'm from the Christia Huni Valley district. There is this guy, when the Apiati issue came, probably you saw the video of this guy, the NADMO coordinator. This guy happened to be an NDC, disappointed NDC member. And then all of a sudden, he switched to the MPP. MPP came in, they made him a NADMO coordinator, a guy who cannot even write his name. You saw the interview Joy FM did with him. The English he was speaking. I mean, English is not a language, so if people can't express themselves, that's fine. But this is someone who cannot even write his name. Even in his own native language, he cannot use his own native language to write his name. How can this person become a NADMO coordinator? And go there and see. Go and see the people, the people who were affected. Go and see if they have been given any relief. They are sharing it among MPP members. So are we building a nation or we are building a political party? That is the problem. These are the issues.
One more little contribution I can do here, as if we can enforce people to abstain from the fact that they chuck a lot of rubbish into our gutters that blocks, the ways for all these rotters to run. Because
Doc, I won't let you finish. I will not support this campaign. Let me tell you, this country.
Yeah, but you just said that we're all part of it.
Because they know the attitude of human beings. That is why CCTV is everywhere. If the laws are there and they are not enforced, people are not deterred. People are not deterred. Because if the law says that you should not build on waterways, and a person who is in charge and supposed to protect the law is allowing you to build on waterways, how then you tell me that we should have a campaign that people should not throw rubbish?
Yeah, but you don't agree with people throwing.
Only when the law works.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So if the law put its feet down and then make sure these people are brought to book or prosecuted, don't you think they will refrain from it?
Yeah, but how do you prosecute me for throwing rubbish into the gutter? But then the person who is supposed to supervise buildings are not constructed on waterways, are freely walking. How do you then come and prosecute me? Are we all not doing the same damage? Are we all not doing the same damage?
But too wrong doesn't make right.
Look.
Too wrong doesn't make right. Oh, Joe is gone. I don't know why. Joe, I don't know, for some reason, I don't know, your line cuts. If you can call me back, let me see if I can get you back myself, because the line cuts. Okay, I'm trying to get Joe back and then see if
my baby, your love is foreign. Give me loving, no good to mute. You see,
It's Africa Radio.
It's Africa Radio. It's the best. Ejidin say so. Keep your dial right here and keep it locked.
Carry something I never understand. I must confess, your body very offensive. It is scatter my defense, yo. I must confess, your body not my objective. It is giving me problems.
Okay, you're still on Hits Africa Radio, and then it's going to be heating up with the issues in Ghana, especially now. The NADMO name has come in as to whether they've been politically influenced, or which I earlier did not agree with some of the things my colleagues were talking about, because I believe that NADMO should be there for all the parties. It's not required to, as a particular party's body that should be there, but then all to the sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Your line cut, so I was trying to ring you back, but thankfully you're back again. Now, what about the how politicized Chairman Seed and NADMO? I don't think it belongs to any party. They're there to make sure we don't have all these destructions unfold.
Yeah, but you see, and that is where I have the agreements with Mr. Kitios.
Okay, that's fine. So that is the area
if,
where you agree with
if NADMO is there, the institution, and I've got problem with Barack Obama when he says we need to strengthen. And last time I did express that in one of the lecture I attended. And when people wake up and say strengthen institutions, what is the institution? Institutions are headed by humans. If NADMO as an institution is there, and all we do is appoint political people into that institution, it is never going to work. NADMO has to be headed by expertise. If we have got a tech that is giving us experts, we need to use those experts. They are the people who are supposed to advise, but then also,
Are you saying NADMO as a collective of people who have no idea about dealing with drains and stuff like natural disasters? Is that what you imply?
I am not implying. That is a fact. I am not implying, because now that the NDC is making noise, people who are calling as NDC sympathizers, they are only waiting for the opportunity to come so that they will be made NADMO coordinators and they will be stealing the student mattresses and all. That is why they are making noise. It is not for any love for any Ghana. That is why, because I am looking at the time where Mr. Kitiosen is a minister of state or whatever, and he is delivering, and if his political party leaves office, we look at his work and allow him to work. That is the contribution everybody can contribute to their country. But if NADMO was working, why do we always have to change NADMO coordinators and NADMO regional and district coordinators and all that? Why do we change them every day? If NADMO was working
then you have to believe that the government has got a keen eye on NADMO, that what is required of them, they do it.
What
for them to have changed
NADMO,
people who argue
NADMO
are not doing very well.
NADMO is not supposed to just come to the aid of disaster when disaster occurs. NADMO is not just there to come to the aid of people who suffer disastrous consequences. NADMO is also to prevent disaster. NADMO is there to prevent disaster, because even if disaster occurs now, we don't have the resources. We only go begging. Like Mr. Kitiosen said, our president is in the sky, but then we'll come begging for student materials from UK, from America, from China, and all that. So your job is to prevent the disaster from happening when you know you don't have resources to it. So if government are really serious, for me, and that is why I believe that we need to start using experts. We need to start looking beyond political lines. We need to start looking at who are the experts, who qualifies to be an expert to do this job. It is not because I contributed more to the MPP or the NDC, and so I need to be made whatever. Like Sir John. He comes from Kumasi, and all of a sudden, he is a forestry commissioner, and then he has kind of won all the forestry lands to himself. I do not support what Mr. Kitiosen was saying about he coming from Ashanti region, and for that matter, owning a land. Ghana belongs to all of us. I can own a land in Ghana Sea. That is because I'm a Ghanaian. So far as the sea is part of Ghana's land, I can own it. That one, I do not subscribe to that. But the fact is that people need to love Ghana. And that education, I think that is what we need to have more. And that is why I feel, Doctor, I trust you. Stop bringing in MPP, NDC people onto this radio. Let us have people think about Ghana.
Yeah,
because
NDC,
like someone said,
this station is allowed to all parties, so we can't stop NDC and MPP to this radio.
They're coming to do nothing. They're coming to say nothing.
They
are only coming in.
They also must assume you come in
today.
Today,
today, the 30-something years of our democratic administration, what crime on this earth has not been committed by these two political parties?
Well, you can talk about negligence. Now
that we are talking about Sir John, If NDC really wants to tell us that they are party we can trust, tell them, all the former ministers, tell them to bring their awards. Let them bring their awards out. Tell them to bring their award, and you see. Was it not Okujato Ablakwa who is complaining about corruption? Was it not him who put over 100 and something million in his car boot? Okujato coming from Legon, eating Gary at Commonwealth Hall. Would he have 150 million if he was not a minister? And if the money was his as a rightfully earned money, would he put it in his car boot and take to a washroom a day? What corruption on this earth have these political parties not committed? What crime have they not committed? You see, bad branding, was it not a crime? Then today, we then come and talk about, for Muhammad, even if he was stealing, he built a hospital. Yes, if he added that money he sold from building a hospital, would have had a better hospital than what he did. Every crime is a crime. We need to be honest as people. We need to be honest and stop this NDC NPP thing. All I'm saying is that me as a person, I am making noise. Maybe I support the NDC. I am making noise because I want MPP to go, and then I will be made a minister. I will be made a NADMO coordinator so that I can have the chance to see. Somebody say, in Africa, there is the ruling wicked and the waiting wicked. NDC is now the waiting wicked. They are coming when they get a chance, then they unleash their wickedness onto Ghanaians. We need to have a pity for Ghanaians. We need to feel for Ghanaians. You see, again, 2 years. Look at his work. My father worked 32 good years. His money was only 12 million, less than 120 pounds. I say this all the time, and I say it with pain.
John,
I say it with passion.
I don't understand why he made the public understand no one can, own all those assets. Yet you've got all this in his will.
Yeah, you see, Doc, one thing, and unlike Mr. Kitiosin, I'm not a Christian. I believe in God, but I'm not a Christian.
Why people say that? You're not the only one saying that. Because if you believe in God, through who? Is it through Jesus Christ? This is another topic. But I'm just curious to understand this.
I don't believe in the practice of Christianity. That is a fact. I don't believe it's all lies. Christianity is full of lies and because
but he believe in God.
True.
But he believe in God.
I believe in God. I believe in God. God is not a Christian. God is not a Christian. That is a fact. God is not a Christian.
Okay, so you believe there is God, but you don't believe God through Jesus Christ. Okay, that's fine.
I don't even believe in the Jesus Christ.
Okay, that's fine.
Is not the name. Yeah.
We leave that for another day.
The point is that if Christianity is love, if Christianity is all that they tell us about, then the God I worship, if he hears me today on this radio, I am begging with this God. You should kill every pastor who goes to stand in front of this government and pray for this government or pray for every ministry. Because people are dying like chicken and Sedon has stolen all this money. People are dying like dogs. And look at the will of Sedon. No pastor is talking about it. No pastor is defending the vulnerable people. Look at the lavish birthday Duncan Williams is having. Look, and that is why God is killing them and their children. And that is why the lives of Daddy Ward Mills and Annaba and all that, they will have their children killed like that. Because they are thieves. And this is why we get so passionate about it. These people, they say they are Christians. They don't think about all they want is their belly.
Anyway, there's a day reserved for Judgment Day, so you can leave them.
Listen, Dr. Morton, there is a day for everybody. The white man here. When something is wrong, they talk about it. Before they say the religion is Jimmy and everything. No, there is a day. Sit down there. When an armed robber.
Joe, I don't think that before religion, Jimmy. That is your observation. If you choose not to be be in any denomination or any religion, that is what is up to you anyway.
Ukianza ganda ninayaweza kandani kwenye meza tsunami jeneza niwe nakupenda nakuwaza forever you're my home unipende.
Let's talk to Morton.
Yeah, Chairman, you heard Joe. Joe is did you listen to all he said, especially after believing with the NADMO sentiments you made that
yeah, I think I had a technical problem, but I didn't hear what he said.
Okay, I think the area where he agreed with you is the NADMO thing, because NADMO is meant to be there for all the parties and for all Ghanaians.
Yes.
Now, he spoke on the basis of skill. That is one. That if the people at NADMO are doing their work as required from them. He doesn't think they would have, been that negligent. They would have be that careless, put it that way, because some of these things are natural disaster, and then it could go beyond their will or what they could do. But bottom line is, some of them are beyond their control anyway.
Oh no, Dr. Morton, I'd like to have a different opinion. How can we have a national disaster every year, every anniversary national, like Christmas? You understand Christmas, but disaster every other 12 months, it's not good for any nation on earth. United Kingdom had a proper problem. In the 1300s and 1400s, do you know that they were walking on snow barefoot because they were poor? There was poverty in the United Kingdom. They have grown above that. That's what we want to see. No one is perfect. The United Kingdom started with snow, plain feet, not even socks, no shoe. People were not able to afford shoe in the United Kingdom's life. Look at the 13th century, 12th centuries and all that. They grew out of that. They were riding horses. There were no cars. They invented cars and all that, as we know, Industrial Revolution. We see that. We have to progress, but us in Ghana, we are not progressing at all. We are not progressing at all. Listen, I told you something. It's you and I and all of our brothers and sisters and all of us in Ghana, we do that. We are totally ignorant, no matter what degrees people have, to forget about degrees or education. No matter what education we have, it's not relevant. Because people, I'm telling you, at a gutter behind Cobb Lodge from a Nkrumah Circle, is supposed to have gone into the sea at Osu. But because they removed Nkrumah, they stopped. And that place is a dumping site. People go into toilet inside there. They throw their rubbish inside. From Amsterdam down, all that. It's not right. But we need a government that can stop that. No government is stopping that.
Thank you very much. Thank you. This is what I was telling you, that look, whether or not the people are doing their jobs, at the end of the day, if there should be some sort of enforcement, make sure that people who practice these things are brought to book or prosecuted. I think they're going to refrain from it. And then he's saying that these people and then the leaders who are also meant to do their jobs, he doesn't see any difference. But two wrongs does not make right. Do you understand, Chairman?
Yeah, Dr. Morton.
Yeah,
Joe has said the right thing, but what has not been said is that in the beginning we had town council. We had the town council, and the employees cleaned our gutters and even toilets and stuff like that. They did, but they have stopped. Hang on, but they have stopped. There's no longer town council in Ghana. It's only Zoom Lion that clears certain posh houses. That's all. It's not a public affair. We had public works department. And the town councillors, they cleaned all this rubbish. This rubbish wouldn't be lying down in gutters. That's what I'm saying.
I would plead with your party that when you come into power, you bring back the town council or the people who are in charge of, sanity and all these things.
Is it that
part of your agenda?
Yes, absolutely. But it doesn't need another government to come and put it to come and think for them. If we are Ghanaians, they must think for us now. Colonel Banasco was doing that in Cape Coast in his day.
Right.
From Cape Coast Market to Kotograba and all that, Colonel Banasco made sure that people were cleaning the gutters. These military men went and we're back to our old ways. And then the fields, we are living with the fields. So when it rains, all the rubbish we put in the gutters choke. That's why we have floods in Accra. Everybody else lives in Accra. That's why we got big problems in Accra when it rains. Look at what is going on. It's dangerous. It kills MPP people, it kills NDC people, it kills everybody Ghanaian, it kills everybody. And the white man looks at us and know that we are. To be honest, Mr. Trump says we are a shithole, and he was right. I'm telling you, I'm not going to be, just because I'm Christian, I don't want to upset anybody. Mr. Trump said we are a shithole, Africa, and it is true. He was right. Up to now, he's right. If our president from an uncivilized country of Ghana going to USA in jet.
Okay, that was
and the jet is not only for Ghana, it's a hired jet.
Right. So now the government is saying that he has to travel in a commercial flight. So
a commercial flight. After all, he's also a human being like you and me. He was a human being before we elected him. So when we elected him as president,
he's the president. Well, for now, he's the president. Now
he's now an angel. You see, the Akufo-Addo thinks he's an angel.
Now,
and if you look at the Bible,
now you're not the same as Akufo-Addo. He's a president. You are an ordinary man, probably a chairman of a people, but he's
we are ordinary men. You see, only God said in the Bible that God created man. Man above the angel. Angel is higher than the humans. But he placed everything under our feet. All animals, the beasts of the field, the fowl of the earth, and whatsoever passes through the paths of the seas. Oh Lord, our Lord, how excellent is thy name. He put everything on our feet, all things on our feet. If it's a white man who owns Ghana or Africa, they will stop the flood. Look at the United Kingdom.
Yeah, but
London,
we've seen a few examples about drains and there's floods in some part of Europe. So
but if it happens, they resolve it. We get the soldiers to even help to all hands on deck declared. That's what I'm saying. I don't say floods don't happen. If it happens, they work on it. In Ghana, we pray to God. We pray to God, apart from Joe or Sagamu. Ghana, we pray to God. And God help us. We only pray to God, but for the Europe, they get the people on to work things out.
For the problem to solve by praying to God.
By praying to God. And sometimes God is fed up with us. I mean, our prayers don't go anywhere anyway. How many churches haven't we got in Ghana? There are more churches in Ghana than human beings in Ghana.
When your observation, if we pray to God instead of attending to the problems, does it get solved?
We pray to God. And God has given us authority. I said in Psalm number 8. That's why we say it's excellent. Yes, you have placed everything under us. Authority on us, even the seas. God has given us authority. That's why we can go under the sea.
I think God is getting fed up with coming to him for help.
Yes, God must be fed up with us. Because we worship him too much. If we, in Ghana, instead of solving the problems, somebody goes to a Methodist or Roman Catholic or Anglican, you go to church on Sunday. After that, Monday, you go to a charismatic church as well. He doesn't want to die. Because we don't want to die, we go to all churches, 5 churches in a week. Different churches, But serious. We don't think, but the white man thinks. That's the difference between the black man and the white man. I'm sorry, I'm not insulting us, I'm black. But if I look at the way of the white man, I say, oh my God, I wish these people were Ghanaians. Yeah. You see, so where do we go? The government must support NADMO to clear these floods. The flood we have made it a national disaster. It's not a national disaster. We created it because of the rubbish, the drainage, lack of drainage. One credit I will give to Professor Busia is that when he came, he brought the idea of drainage in Ghana. But nobody listened. But at least Nkrumah started the drainage system, which was stopped. When Busia came, he was talking about it, but it was not implemented. That is why, and unfortunately, everybody likes to live in Accra. People who can't even speak Ghana language, they live in Accra. for 10, 20 years, women think cry. And so women think cry. So but they live there. Why? Because of prosperity. Why? Because we haven't got a government that plans. Why? Because our government cannot think, on our feet. It's sad. Go to the whole of Cape Coast. There's no life there, no factories there. It's only, apart from schools, secondary schools, there's nothing there. You must come to Accra if you are from Cape Coast. You come to Accra or Takoradi or Kumasi to live. Because Cape Coast, if you go to university and stay in Cape Coast, you die without a job. Because there are no jobs to go to, apart from teaching or nursing.
Joe has sent me a question. He said, why don't we pray for God to come and mine our goods, good for us, but instead we mine it? If God is the one who can solve our problems. Let me take it again. I don't understand what he's trying to say, but he said, why don't we pray for God to come and mine our good for us, but instead we mine it? If God is the one who can solve our problems. Anyway, Chairman, I don't know if you understand what he's trying to say, but
yes, I do.
Yeah,
God,
we might as well leave everything for God then. Then we don't need involvement. After all, we if you want the word useless.
Yeah, see, our God has given us the opportunity and even authority over all animals, even in the air, the fowl of the air, and the animals, the beasts of the fields, and all that. That's why we can take a gun and go to the bush to kill an elephant or even a tiger.
Yeah,
man has got that capacity, because if a tiger gets you, it will destroy you. I know that. Okay. Man has invented a gun or bow and arrow to kill all these beasts of the field. That's why I say he created us slightly than the angels. You know, he's given an authority over us, but we can't manage. It's just like somebody, a grown-up man who has married. You leave your father and mother and go and marry your wife and set up a family. But if you go and set up a family and you are hungry, you and your wife and children come to your mother and father, my goodness me, they will be fed up with you. They will say, look, you are not fit to marry, come back home instead. Because if I have to feed you and your wife and children, to hell with you, come back, forget about marriage. God is giving us all authority to do things. When we are praying to him to give us water to drink, the drainage system, we say, my friend, you better die. See, God will make you die, you know, and create more people on the planet. Seriously, if anybody is listening, let us think together. We've got the power to do things, but we don't. We are not using, but the white man is using his brains more than the black man.
Well, so
because
we and the white man have brains, all right, but we don't use ours, or we don't use it well.
Yeah. The white man's got a brain, we've got a brain, but the white man uses his brain much better than us, the black people. It's a fact.
So there's one thing having the brains and there's another thing using it.
Yes, because they had the brain to come and capture us and they colonize us. We didn't complain. After independence, we still coming to the white man. Do you understand? Yeah. Look at West Indies. They enslaved them. Still, they come to UK. They don't go back to Africa. You see, look at that. Look at that. They colonized us. Still, after independence, we are still coming on a white man. We are talking of dollars. We are talking of sterling in Ghana. In those days, you couldn't talk of dollars or sterling in Ghana because it was not a legal tender in Ghana. Today, dollars are legal tenders in Ghana. If you build your house, you give to smart people, they pay you dollars. They don't pay you Ghana cedis. You see what I mean? Yeah. We have returned the independence to them. But for me, I think, so I know this difference. Okay. We have returned the independence to them. We are no longer independent as Ghana. So when 6 months we say, oh, independence, I know this, we are stupid. We are not independent. We depend on the white man who say we are independent. It's the only person who made the difference was Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah said the black man can manage his own affairs. An ordinary, uncommon flood, we can't manage it. If Nkrumah was here, we would be able to manage the floods. Look at the silos he was building. Look at what is happening in Ukraine. Storage, silos for storage of food and stuff like that. Look at what's happening in UK. If Nkrumah was here, Ghana would be growing maize and all that. We will be shipping or exporting maize and all that. Look at the Soviet Union, Russia or Ukraine. They do that because of the war. We are now having difficulties in Africa. How would this happen? God given us arable land as well. We cannot. We still use hoe and cutlass to do our farming when the white man uses a machine. Easy. One white man on a tractor farming machine can clear a lot of places in a day or two. But ordinary farmer uses a cutlass and hoe. It takes years and years. He can't even cover his own land. Dr. Morton, there's a big problem. I wrote about this in 2012. We must manage our own affairs. We can't. The train, railway services they left to us, we killed all of them. It's no longer there. And railway services saves lives. You can transport goods to Bokatanga or Tamale or Kumasi easily from Takwa or Kumasi or Takwati. It's no longer there. And everybody's got to go on the road, and we keep dying on the roads, keep having accident on the road because everybody's using the roads, Dr. Morton. These are some of the thinking I've got in my head. The thinking I've got in my head, trying to express them in a book. Do pray for me to live a bit longer, and the book will come out. Amen. A book will come out because it's a zombie no good think unless you think for him. Ghanaians won't think unless God come down. Oh God. And Methodist says, come down, O Lord, so that we might see thy face. Yeah, hear us from heaven so that we can see your face. My God, we are making bad mistakes in Ghana, in Africa. Why? Any small problem, any small rain, we've got a problem. We don't have the capacity for drainage system. The problem is ours, in us, not just MPP. All of us. But the government of the day must encourage technicians and engineers to construct this drainage system. Look at the Nkrumah Circle, whatever it is. They called the people from third world country, Brazil, to come and build that bridge. Well, haven't we got Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Tech? We've got engineers and builders and all that. One of my nephews or relatives is an architect. He's an engineer, quantity surveyor. I said, why did we have to bring people from Brazil? Brazil.
Good question. And what did he say?
Then I say, Uncle, the reason is that a Ghanaian will take a bribe. Ghanaian builder or engineer will take a bribe, or government will, because of corruption. You go to all the way to Brazil, a third world country, they come and build the Kwame Nkrumah Dubai runabout and all stuff like that. It's not shameful. We got Ghanaians who will build it, but because of corruption and all that, we bypass them and go outside. We should not. We should go to tech to come and help solve our problem. Every year it happens. May God bless us all.
Amen.
I'm not blaming Nanado only. It's all government that past and present. And Nkrumah was the only one who was attempting to do something. And the evidence is there. The big gutter, it didn't big just a gutter, it was supposed to have been a drainage. And by the same, we must do the same in Kumasi, in Takrady, then life will become better. But God knows, I think we are stupid. We know that.
Oh dear, Joan.
It's a fact. I'm not insulting us. I'm Ghanaian. God knows we are stupid. We don't do anything. We want God to come down and do it for us, but it's not going to happen.
Why don't we say that God knows we're not using our brains?
Yeah, because He's given us a facility. We're still praying to Him, like Oliver Twist. He's asking for more. Because a poor boy in a children's home, he's so starved.
Bob Marley said,
so,
in abundance of water.
Bob Marley said, we are standing in the water, we say we are thirsty. Even to put our mouth in the river and drink, we want God to come and drink for us. And we pray to God. May God help us all, I promise you. So for my party, we will be transparent. If we are transparent, things will go right. Because if something doesn't happen, we will have to come.
Promise us on record that when you come over, you're not saying that there would never be disaster like related to flooding.
No, but disasters will come. But one thing I remember of the old man in Nkrumah was that I
haven't finished. I'm not saying that it wouldn't happen, but at least you're going to give it a good attention, and then
yeah, that's right. Nkrumah's ministers, if you made any mistake, he sacks you in public on television live. That's why
like the Saudi and all that. How do you call it?
Yeah.
The Sharia law.
And even here in the UK, if any look at the prime minister, they are pushing him in public. They say, "Go, my friend, go." It won't be before Christmas. The man will go. You'll be fed up.
Your negligence to the public.
Yeah. You got the opportunity, but we are not using. Those of us who have got the ideas, we have no power. And those of them who have got the power, they have not ideas. You know, PPP, we've got the ideas, but we are not in government. So we look useless.
Maybe next 3 years you'll be able to come. Who knows?
Yeah, by this time, Ghanaians must be fed up with the old order and seriously include a third political party. At least if my party is in parliament, we can have a good debate rather than the two friends of NDC and NPP. They know each other. But if a third party comes in, the discussion would be very different towards progress in the country. That's the way we see it. We don't want a government where the president gets a toothache, he gets on the jet to London to his dentist in London to sort his teeth out before he goes back to Accra.
Don't
The
worry,
same thing.
now is sorted back to commercial flights. So
It's too late. We want them to, NPP must refund to us all the private jets, the cost of the private jet Nana Addo embarked on. NPP must refund that money and return it to Ghana government coffers. We will not continue to be poor. We will charge them. It's not the end. It's going to form part of our campaign for 2024 for NPP to cough up all those money Kufuor spent on the jet. They were watching him. They should have advised him, Nana, don't do it. Nana, don't do it. The promises they gave to us, they have not delivered. I wanted to see a train from Takoradi to Paga in the north. Still, it's not done. If you go and talk about it, they say, you are insulting us or you are not. Well, come on. Let's face it, Dr. Morton. If we had railway system down south from Takoradi up to Paga, my God, the economic activity will flourish all over those areas. And life will be much better. Life will be much better. And the goods can easily go to Tamale in the same day. The yam from Tamale too can come down south in the same day by train, only 5 hours, just like Scotland to London. About 5 hours on the train to come down. But on the road, it takes so many hours, about 20 or 30 hours to drive from south to Kulungugu, up north or upper west or upper east.
So you cover every part of the country.
Sorry?
You're going to cover every part of the country.
We've got to cover every part of it. This is what's happening in the United Kingdom. I studied here and they told me, I studied that economic history of the United Kingdom. I know what I'm talking about. They did all this, even motorways and all that. They taught us how they build the motorways. They taught us. And I still remember, fresh in my mind. There were no motorways anywhere. Just like Ghana. But developed, and motorways came. Right now from Kumasi to Accra, you jump on the motorway straight away, Birmingham to London. It should be easy. 2 hours or 1.5 hours, you are there. Look at how long it takes us to travel. And the roads are bad. They are not repairing the roads. They say the year of the roads was last year. Now they say this year, the year of the roads. And we are dying now. People are dying on the roads.
Procrastination, yeah.
Yes, because it's sad. I'm praying that next 2 years, another political party like the third force come. We are getting together. Trust me, Dr. Morton. We are planning. I cannot tell you our plans now. We are getting together. When we come out, you see how many people, Ghanaians, will jump on the wagon to vote for us, and we shall win power by the grace and power of God the Father Almighty. That's why we're looking. We are not looking to fight. We have tried Nana do 4 more for Nana. It's even getting worse. When the people say fix the country, they say, hey, they killed the guy who started fix the country. They killed him. Up to now, they have not sentenced anybody. Nobody has been charged. Fix the country. Remember, I invited them for a radio interview. But before the interview happened, they killed one of the influential guys. He was a journalist. They killed him. You see? They killed him. And so people are complaining and you don't want to know. Shinini Jonas is complaining. They say the boy is rude. Kevin Taylor is talking about it. They say he's rude. Dr.
I
Ren
think
is
they're
talking
not
about
talking about it the way they should. They relate it to quite a harsh language, and then which people assume that is unacceptable. But
Dr.
as
Morton, I like that. Listen, for the Ghanaian politician or the Ghanaian elder man, the only language they can understand if you insult them is the language them they do things right. I'm telling you, I'm not happy. I'm not brought up like that. But today, our big people they need to be insulted by the young ones before they can think. Otherwise, no, they don't.
it's not meant to be like that.
That's what they are telling us. When you insult them, then they say the boy is rude. And the boy is saying the truth before he insults people in high places, not just politicians.
You don't say you
And-
agree with the insults, but
No. I think I don't agree with the insults, but I see that the
Why
insults
they
are
do
having
that.
impact. It's having effect. Do you understand? So they are telling the whole world, oh, keep on insulting us, and we make Ghana a better place. But it shouldn't be like that. It should, from all intent and purposes, it looks as if when you insult them, it hurts them, and they want to fight back. You don't have to fight back. Just do things right, and then nobody will insult you. But in Ghana, it's not happening because he's an old man, he's an old woman, because he's an MP, and so that. To hell with this. They are not doing things right. Huh? You can't walk on the streets of London. Who the hell are you, an MP? I get on a train on tube with the members of parliament and even cabinet ministers. We get on train together, public transport. But for Ghana, you got to be in a motorcade, ordinary member of parliament, even assemblyman. Dr. Moti, even an assemblyman goes in a motorcade. He's got a police guard. So there are a lot of things we must learn from this country and the United Kingdom.
Excellent.
But let's pray for the children who have been shot dead in America, United States of America. Let's pray for their families, primary school children.
Oh dear, what kind of country is this? Anyway, Chairman, I think my CEO agrees with you. He's nodding his head to it. But for how long are we going to sit back and then watch these things, taking vague instructions of the government to say that, look, stop this, do this, and then maybe just like the e-levy, for example. I mean, we all believe that it will be okay for us. Some people think that the money where it goes is really the issue.
The point is that already Ghanaians are paying taxes too much. And e-levy is also an additional pain in the neck.
Oh dear.
Extra. See, it's so what we are doing is that we are breeding corruption. The government is not saying I'm introducing corruption. What they are doing right now, it means they are introducing corruption, because the e-levy tax you are putting on the remittance from you, £50 to your friend in Accra.
Yeah.
You pay the person tax on it before she collects it.
Oh dear.
And it's not right. The taxes are so much. Look at what's happening in the United Kingdom now. Because they know energy prices are high. The British government is going to give about £650 to householders because of the cost, rising cost of gas. It's sensible. This is good governance. These are some of the things we must learn and study. But for black people, we don't want to know. Dr. Boris Johnson, Rishi Sunak, they are giving us this money because they know the gas prices are right now. If you go and buy a petrol in the car, you've got to pay a hell of a lot. They are giving us some incentives.
Yes.
In Ghana, they are not. You must trust and obey. That's all. Trust and obey. For there's no other way.
We don't have a choice.
We have no choice. But there are choices. Progressive People's Party.
That's where the dictatorship comes in then.
Sorry?
That's where we feel we're being dictated to, like a dictatorship.
Well, I tell you what. If you are a king in the palace, we got a proverb that says a cat may look at a king.
Oh,
the cat in the royal household doesn't talk. It only looks. But if the queen or the king is doing something that is not fair, the cat will look at him or her straight in the face. Everybody is going to say.
Yeah.
When Ghana, they say the poor people of Ghana have is that they also know a way around the situation. If you think you are too wise and you send the poor boy or poor lady to go and buy something in the market, Amadan in the market, when she comes, you say that Amadan is 50 cedis instead of 40. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because you are too wise, you are not going to a Makora market to buy. You send a poor soul in your household to go.
Yes.
When the thing is 50 cedis, it tells you it's 10 cedis.
So it runs from the down to the top. This is what our leaders are also doing.
Yeah, that's what is happening. So we
no
must
one is
think about this
exception.
thing too.
Yeah, no one is exception.
Yes, sir. Dr. Motion, so I'm grateful to you, and I'll get back to you, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, Chairman.
Thank
That's
you.
a beautiful
Thank you.
contribution. Cheers.
Thank you.
And I mean, it make you free up your mind. Say your body talk to me nice. Say now my love you didn't need for your life. Yeah, our love no be like. Say every day together, yeah, day and night.
Okay, check with the time. It's about
if you leave, I go stroking up.
20 minutes to the top of the hour, 12 o'clock, where
Yes, you're winding up.
bring the program to a close.
So crazy, loving up.
But so far, so good. So far, so good. I'm loving the contributions. Some I don't agree, and just as you know me, I bring what I make of whatever pronouncement they make, whatever they think, decision they think would help the country. Seriously, on the drainage and the flooding things in Ghana. Imagine living in a room and the water comes into your room and I guess your neck level. This is crazy.
I would be by your side, and I don't wanna forget those lonely nights. Ooh, so tell me that you gon' ride with me. Tell me that you never lie to me.
I've got Joe back again. I believe you want to respond to a few things that we finally touched. Now that we have just about 15 minutes to go, I don't know, I picked some other calls when they come in, but for now, you're back on air, Joe. You're live on air.
Yeah, thank you once again. This time, I come in disagreement with Mr. Kitios.
Okay, it's rather the other way around this time.
Yeah.
Right? Which one?
Yeah, on the issue of third force. I don't think we need any third force.
And what about enforcing people not to put rubbish in the gutters? You still disagree with that? You think that people are responsible for
let me come with the third force first, and I will answer that.
Okay.
You see, the issue of third force, you're not going to bring people from heaven to come and form third force. It is the same Ghanaian. And that rightly answers the question you asked me. If we know the MPP, John Mahama, he was from the CPP, his father and all that, he was from the CPP. Akufo-Addo, he was from the CPP. So that is the mentality of the third force people there that Mr. Kitiosin is talking about. It is about we, the people, standing up and demanding what is ours. It is not about third force. Let me tell you something.
Okay,
Alan Chemantin, his mother attained, Alan Chemantin's mother was 102 years on Monday.
Oh wow!
So he posted it on. Yeah, he posted it on LinkedIn. So I went there to congratulate the woman and kind of wish her a happy birthday and all that. And I also indicated that, look, Alan, your mom is not so special.
Okay.
It is because things were there for you to inherit. And through that, your mom was able to educate you, for you to become who you are, and for you to also use the resources to look after your mom. Today, your mom, 102 years, you can take him to the best hospital in UK, even if one of her hair pulls out. How about me? So the same thing that we have built you for you to look after your mom, for your mom to be 102 years, avail it to me so that I can also tomorrow post my mother's picture on Facebook or whatever. Come and see the barrage of insults I got. The ordinary Ghanaian who is in Ghana and cannot afford a meal insulting me because I am asking Alan Chemantin to do. Is it not part of the government?
Well, it is.
Is it not part of the administration that is looking after the flooding in Ghana? Look at how people are flooded. Look at how people are lying on top of flooded gutters like that, like butterflies. So the ordinary Ghanaian, if the NDC MP goes to steal and is being arrested, look at the people who go to a DNI office to go and bang the doors of the DNI. Look at Sir Jones stealing. How many people are defending? Is it not the NPP people? Is it not Ghanaian? So it is our mentality. We need to first of all change the mentality of people. If we are not changing the mentality, we can have 100 force. Ghana will not change. If the NDC man today listening to me will not come on radio and say that, look, yes, we all know Akufo-Addo has failed. And for that matter, we, God willing, are going to form the next government. This is the level of expectation Ghanaians expect. And this is how we avail ourselves to this expectation. This is it. Like Keir Starmer. If found guilty with the beer gate, I will resign. What is NDC telling us? What is NDC telling? Give us leadership. This is what I've always been talking about. Because for me, I feel NDC is not coming to give us anything. Yes, they will put up the infrastructure, but corruption will be in there. For someone to develop a thought that if she can make 1 million, she will then quit politics. That alone is corruption. So if people tell me, oh, for Vicky Hammer, John Mahama, why did Vicky Hammer in the first place develop that thought?
Good.
We should build a system where people will not even think that politics can give them $1 million. That is the issue. It's not by a third force. Look at Captain Smart flying about and making noise. What happened? That he 2020 went to vote for MPP. What happened? All of a sudden he's crying foul. What happened? Something did not go right. So when we always make noise about third force, and that's why I have a problem with even Dr. Papa Kosindum himself.
Why?
When we make noise about third force, yes, because at some point he went to join the MPP. What happened?
When he became the energy minister.
If today the MPP is no good, has he come out to tell us why today he is not so much happy with the MPP and why he joined the MPP at that time? You understand? I am not saying if people are, called to serve Ghana, yet they have to go and serve, irrespective of which political party. But then you need to preserve your integrity. You need to tell us why you are quitting, why this, why that, so that we are all aware. You see, so for me, if doctor, you are my friend.
Okay.
Today I mingle with you, and tomorrow you are committed of a crime, and then I come and say, hey, doctor, he was this, he was that. I am not ready to listen to that nonsense. You know why?
No.
When you were with him, you didn't tell all the evil things you were doing. Now that he's been found, you are a hypocrite. You are a coward.
Yeah.
You don't have any integrity.
That's right.
So for me, it is not about a third force. It is about the people. It is about an NDC man, MPP man, knowing that Akufo-Addo has failed miserable and coming out to say that Akufo-Addo is a failure.
Okay.
And for that matter, we need to change him. It is not about when we all wake up. If probably.
Well, that is why the ballot boxes are there. That's why we have the democratic elections. So that is always entirely up to us.
But you see, what I'm trying to say is that we toe political lines. We owe allegiance to political belongings than owing allegiance to Ghana. And that is the problem.
Yeah.
The problem that confronts Ghana now is our allegiance to political lines. Look, even if you go, this thing I'm talking about, even if you go into our football, the reason why our football has messed up is the same issue. Because if you look at Okowu United supporters, most of them are Asante Kotoko supporters. If you look at King Faisal supporters, most of them are House of Folk supporters. So when House of Folk and King Faisal are playing, even though he lives in Kumasi, he wants House of Folk to beat King Faisal so King Faisal can be relegated and House can win the league.
Bad mind.
You understand? So the third force people, some of them have had with the MPP and NDC. So for me, I'm in the third force, but I have allegiance with the NDC. For MPP to come to power, I will let NDC come, and I will defend every stupidity of the NDC. That is the problem. We need to confront this head on before, because for me, every Ghanaian is a Ghanaian. The same mentality. Let them have power now. Let them have power now. They will defend every stupidity. Everyone who is trying to let NDC come. As I was telling you earlier, people defended Okuja for putting money in his car boots. People defended it. Unless you want to tell me, people defended Bas Brandon. The same people are talking about corruption in PBS or what. The same people, because it is not their party that is in power. Because it is not their party today, it is evil. The dishonesty in Ghanaians, and that's why I'm also trying to write an article.
Okay, we'll read it when you finish.
Yeah, I'm writing an article about dishonest people trying to expand honesty. You cannot try to expand honesty when you are dishonest. You can't do that. You understand? So that is the vein of what confronts us now. We don't have honest people. For me, I am thinking the NDC wanting to come to power by now. They would apologize for the little nonsense they did. And I'm expecting every NDC member before we come and crucify our look. You know this is a John issue. This is a John issue. Those people, and last week you asked me about family and friends. Those people in the NDC who were talking about family and friends. This is a John issue. Go and listen to Nilante Bandapor. He's a member of the NDC. Go and listen to him. Go and listen to him. When he came to his family, he is part of the Owu family. Go and listen to him. Go and listen to his stand on this water forest and that of the NDC. Go and see if they are the same. You sit down there and you talk about family and friends. When he came to his family, today he is defending his family left, right, and center. He was a minister. So when you are biting someone's finger, look at yours. That is the hypocrisy that surrounds our political system. For me, I would want the NDC to come to power. But I'll be a hypocrite if I think the NDC is angels. They are not angels.
Yeah.
They are as corrupt as the NPP. The only thing probably I fancy with the NDC is that they are a bit, human. They are a bit considerate when it comes to stealing.
Okay.
But every stealing is stealing. Whether you are considerate or you are heavy on stealing, every stealing is stealing. Akufo-Addo has disappointed Ghanaians, and it's a fact. It's only maybe someone who is not born yet who believes. But even if you are in the womb now, you are bearing the blunt of Akufo-Addo's
if you listen to me carefully over the few weeks now, it's been my only problem has been the fact that you want everybody to share the same sentiments with you, which is our ideas vary. For us to believe that everybody must believe.
Doc, like
but we're different,
saying,
Joe. We're all different. You agree we're different?
You would only disagree with me. You would only disagree with me when you have a political, you are heavy on political belonging that hangs around your neck. It is only people who have the only people with the MPP, they are comforting that would disagree with me. Because everything points to the fact. Today it has taken the US and other big organizations to expose this government. So what else do you want to know? 8 people have been killed in an election. The president has not said a word. And you want to tell me you want to call this man Jesus Christ? You want to call? You want me to call his administration the Holy One?
Jesus Christ. I believe whatever party you sympathize with, whether the CPP, at the end of the day, there are things which you would disagree with. Even you who not necessarily a party member, but at least believe in Nkrumahism, would have problem with some of, not everything that you would believe within Nkrumah.
Yeah, but if Kwame Nkrumah built motorway at the time that Britain didn't even develop that thought to build a motorway, and he was branded a failure by this MPP, then how do you want me to describe this government?
Well, that is a comparative statement. That is a
when we were just 5 minutes, you see, Doc, all I'm saying,
okay.
I am not a.
We have just 5 minutes to go, so that's fine.
Yeah, just 1 second. Just 1 second. I am not a prophet of doom. I wish Akufo-Addo was, because I have said, when Akufo-Addo, the president, is managing the country well, my father is also living well. My mother is living well. My friends and even my enemies are also living well. When things are bad, they also live badly.
Right.
So I am hoping he does well. I am not that person, that pessimist person who would only want Akufo-Addo to fail so that I get opportunity to also come and steal.
You don't. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you see Akufo-Addo.
No, I know your point. So to the MPP man who is listening to me this morning, please, let us be bold and call a spade a spade. Yeah, we love Akufo-Addo. He speaks a nice English. Yeah, he was raised in Britain, France. But let us put that one aside and be honest.
That's not a factor. That's not a good factor for development. If a person can speak good English, it's about work. It's about
that is how we vote. You see, Ghana we vote because Alan Tremontae is tall.
And Rollins is a fine man.
Akufo-Addo is short. Mahama is tall. Akufo-Addo is short.
And Rollins is Obroni. And Rollins is a Obroni of caste and that.
Yeah, that's you see. So all I'm saying is, please, let us be honest. Let us be honest for once. If my daughter hears me praising a man who has failed, when I ask her to do something, she will tell me, I won't do it. And if I try to punish her, she will tell me, yesterday I saw you defending evil. So why do you want to come and punish me? These are the standard we need to set for ourselves. We want Ghana to be well. Today, you are all enjoying 150 council tax rebate. Everybody is enjoying in UK here. You are enjoying. If you take £150 to Ghana now, it's about 15 million or 12 million. You are enjoying. Ghanaians, those even who have been flooded, nobody has given them one peso. If your father or your mother has had this flood, hit his house, would you be happy? This is what we are talking about. For me, it is not about NDC, MPP, it is about Ghana. I want the NDC to show me that they are better off than the MPP. I am not just looking at infrastructure. John Mahama, when he built the infrastructure, you can't tell me there were no corruption. There were corruption in it. I want a corruption-free country. Okay. I want a country where if we build one thing, it has to cost 1 cedi. It has to be 1 cedi. It don't have to be 1 cedi, 50 pesos. Right. I don't want a country where someone sitting down there wants to develop a thought of having 100 million in his bank account and quit politics. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you for having me.
You have a good weekend. Thank you, Joe.
You too. You too. All the day.
Go now, you get the show clients, lock 'em. If you no get money, leave 'em. EFCC go jackpot.
Okay, thank you very much, guys, for your vivid and fair contribution, if we so say it as that. But I want to say that this show is coming on every Friday between 9 and 12, as you have seen. Hopefully, we'll be here tomorrow. Friday, we'll be here to look at the unfolding stories within the coming week, and we'll bring you, the summary of that. Thank you for those who also, not being able to get through the phone lines. I know it's a bit packed every Friday. That's how it works, but we do appreciate your contribution. Do have the best of the weekend. Thank you very much.
I put the niggas on block, waiting. I don't give you, so you are hating. African boy from Kadeshi. I go buy you big car foundation. Operations, seniors. You know they carry last. Your ass fat pass N1 road. The whole pass. Every day, horrible, we did my name. I get the photo girl talk. Put that body on call. I took the honey on top. I put the money on top. I put the money on. That she falling in love. So she feeling my G, she feeling my style, she loving my touch. I put a model on pause, I feel up drugs. On my D's running, so I time for no sauce. I feel be a hoe, but I did change of course. But if I ever cheat, well, it won't be my fault. 48 broads, I don't say boom it. Voice in my head, this okay, don't do it. Fair man strong when she do it so fluid. Like I go to me, sweet melanin. Me, I'm loving your movement, shit, and the movements, and they're walking, and movement. I'm not just sweet talking, I'm falling up, and shoot too short, doko. Who bleach ya now, why coco. A tight child, you're near poso. Charlie, what's up? I get the model girl talk. You said, put that body on call. I put the honey on top. I put the money on top. I put the money on. That she falling in love. So she feeling my G, she feeling my style, she loving my touch. Now let's talk about pocket. OPP your papa, OPG your pogo. Now let's talk about pocket. OPP your papa, OPG your pogo.
It's Africa Radio.
It's Africa Radio. It's the best. Ejidin says so. Keep your dial right here and keep it locked.
I'm on a Anji Baraya, I'm on Misho. I'm a Jilo Matoro, Ajibaya, I'm a Mishoko Shoko. Tell us about the papa, Poppy, your papa, Poppy, your papa. Tell us about the papa, Poppy, your papa, Poppy, your papa.
Bad boy tips in the building. Spiritual ginger. I'm to sun loko, I'm to jill loco, Osun loko, Oji loco, and it does sun loco, and it does jill loco. I can't feel my face no more, I can't feel my legs no more. Put your power, but they might talk power. I can't feel my face no more, I can't feel my legs no more. Put your power, but they might talk power.
Vibes.
But you knew that. Study quote. Let's go.
I like the way I'm feeling now. No confuse your regrets, but my blues I'm returned now. Oh, I like the way I'm feeling now. But you got smarting with the stress me, but right now I'm chilling now.
Way out my feelings and nothing can stress me. The way I run the game, I'm feeling like referee. No, like Moses parting the Red Sea, like a chauffeur, me in the back of the Bentley. So I step out, all white, can't stain. What you want? Rosé, champagne? I got that. Big bag, back pain. Taking the piss, the only time I can't aim. So we toasted a good life. Living every minute to the full, cause I could die. Pull up at the spot, open doors, and it's suicide. Chilling rent free. Where the check, please? Couple $100 G's on a good night.
I like the way I'm feeling now. No confuse your regrets, but my blues are returned now. I like the way I'm feeling now. Oh, you got smarting with the stress me, but right now I'm chilling now.
Stacking up my money, no time for your shit. Money kulapo, I don't care for your hate. Me no fighting. Throwing down drums from bungalow out there. I did my penthouse, you can't even reach me. Me no frightened. It is not your fight, stand down. I'm not the one, calm down. You know I'm not your problem. You can't be me, why bother? Don't have your time now. Only move bow down. To bambi no farabale. Oboya ko lari mole. Okay. It's okay, let them see. Trouble no they pay me. Injaye on a daily. Okay. We go there, okay. I just want to hear me. Look. Baby, it's your daddy.
I don't hide like this. I don't drink anything I see. I never prayed for this. I never knew it could end like this. Girl, if you're done with me, oh baby, big go just set me free. Cause I don't decrease like this. For your love, I didn't lose my senses. Fat boy like me. Don't call me cheap, girl, I work for this. And I promise you I will find someone new. Make you no call me water. Make you no call me. down for breast and soil.
Where we go now? Hop in my ride, watch by the Mary, you know the vibe. Maybe you know, maybe the one way that one way. So baby girl, I ain't tryna waste no time, yeah. Yeah. Check out, I'm a fine wine.